Welcome to the tutorial on using Microsoft Translator. Just a heads up that Microsoft Translator does not store data solely in Canada, so you might want to advise everyone involved in your conversation that this tool you're using does not store information solely in Canada. Let's begin. I'm using it currently on a laptop, but it's available on iOS or Android, and I'm going to demonstrate some of that later. But first, just because I have my work laptop with me, I'll demonstrate using the translate function on typed text. So I type in, "Hello, how are you?" ? And I've chosen traditional. I'll choose simplified Chinese. And this is my result. I can listen to it.
喂，你好吗？
And I can copy it. I can also search for things in a dictionary. The next option I have for translation is using voice. So I can click, and then I can speak, and then click the button again, and it will stop recording my voice, and it will translate what I say. Hello, how are you? And once again, I can press this button and listen.
喂，你好吗？
I can upload an image of some text that's in one language and have it translated to another language. If ever I want to change the direction of the languages, I can click this button here, and it switches from translating from Chinese Simplified, for instance, into English on this side. Next, I can translate using my stylus or just by drawing with my mouse or with my finger. The drawing of text is rather coarse and large, but it works just fine. This is intentional, I think, because it makes it better for people who do not have a stylus to just draw with their finger. I've written something in text. I now put my mouse down here, click in this space between, or I'll use my finger and just scroll up, and I can see the translated inked text here in English, and I see the text here.
喂，你好吗？
So I can use text, voice, a picture of some text, or some ink. I've also prepared some slides on how to use Microsoft Translator on Android. So I'm just going to be demonstrating what the Android interface currently looks like. It also does audio to translated text, type text to translated text, photograph text for translation, and conversation. I'm going to demonstrate the conversation feature on my laptop here, but I'm also going to show you what it looks like when I'm interacting from the other side using another device. So I'll be playing two parts of a conversation. So when you're doing an audio translation, you tap the mic to talk on your Android device, and again, here are these little switch buttons that allow you to switch back and forth. If you tap this button, you're presumably talking with somebody else. This is the conversation button. When the mic picks up on one device that that person is speaking, then that person gets translated, and then the person on the other side of the conversation, when they press their mic on their device, it'll translate their conversation from Spanish back to English. So that's if you're talking in proximity to somebody else. Here we have typed text, and again you have the ability to type in one language and have it translated into another, and you can tap these two arrows to have it switch from one language into another language. Next, here's a close-up of the camera taking a picture of a manual I had for a turntable that I was installing for my wife, and it translated the English instructions into Mandarin. And lastly, I'll demonstrate the conversation. When using either the laptop or a mobile device, you can create a conversation where somebody who has the code can join that conversation, or if they have a QR code, they can scan that if it was visible to them, such as in an auditorium, it's being projected, or if you copied the QR code and attached it to an email, they could then scan it with their mobile device and join the conversation remotely. They will not hear any audio track, they'll just see the text appearing on page. Some uses I've seen of this has been in large auditoriums where people have been giving a speech. The person is using Microsoft Translator to capture their speech, and then people are using the join code to join the translation online, and then they can see it translated into their home language. So I'm going to type in my name. You can type in any name you want. You don't even have to type in your real name, but I'm identifying myself with my name here, and I hit, then I'm going to be speaking in English, and I hit enter. And now I'm going to open on my mobile device, and I'll type in the join code, and I hit join. My name, I'll just put down a fictitious name, Bob, and Bob is going to speak Mandarin, and I hit enter. As soon as I hit enter, you see that Bob has joined the conversation, and you see that they have listed their language below. If necessary, you could mute Bob or ask Bob to leave the conversation, rather kick him from the conversation. I'm also alerted by a bot that I have somebody who has joined the conversation. Now I'm going to tap this icon to speak. Hello, how are you today? And I get my English on my screen. And on Bob's screen, he gets it in Mandarin. Now I'm going to speak in Mandarin into my microphone for Bob and have his words translated into English for my screen here. 你好吗? As you can see, it worked. You can't put too much faith in machine translation. It's definitely not as good as a person translating, but when there is no other option, I would try machine translation. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. For more information, please check out our Continuity of Learning website, or your school tech team, or submit a lit request. Thank you for watching.